Hi and welcome to another tutorial where I'm going to try a different way to export a plan from ArchiCAD to Illustrator, and we will do it by exporting it as a DWG rather than a PDF. So from my previous tutorial I actually made this very simple plan. Rather than this plan, I've made another plan that looks a little bit more interesting, and it's shaped more like a jelly bean. It's got different doors, so you've got bifold doors and hinge doors. Got a glass facade. This is just indicating a roof overhang, and these are steps. Okay, so first thing up, I'm gonna come up here to the left and click on Marquee tool and select my plan. So I'll put a box around it. Then I'll go up to File and then down to Save As. And then what I want to do, it's going to automatically give me a PLN file, which is an ArchiCAD solar project. I'll go down to the option where it says DWG, and I'll call this floor plan test. Click Save, and it's going to ask me which element do you want to save. I'll click on the marquee area. I only want this to be exported. Okay, I can click Escape now. And then I'll drag in my Illustrator. I'll go into File and then Open, and then Floor Plan Test. Press Open, and it's going to ask me what size you want it to be. Because we are drawing in ArchiCAD at 1:100 scale. Depends on what scale you want it to be, but usually 1:100 is a very common one. So I'll go back to Illustrator. So 1:100, so it means that you want it to be 100 here, and then the unit should be 1 there. So, okay, so 1:100, and then it's in millimeters. And I've ticked scale line weights as well. Okay, then we can press OK. And we've got this here. And the good thing with exporting it as a DWG rather than a PDF, there's pros and cons, but in this instance, if we come over to layers, we've got everything in different layers. Okay, so all elements are on different layers. However, I can see that my doors came up a bit funny, and it could have been because of a line weight issue from what it looks like. And there's a few other issues here as well. As you can see, it doesn't have the black fill in here. So one way to fix that is we can turn off these layers, which are, so when I highlight these, you can see that these are the highlighted ones, so we can turn off these ones. And then we've got these two as well, so doors, actually 3 of them, so we'll hide these as well. And then there's one layer here that is New Wall External. If we click on it here, it's giving me weird shapes here. So because it's a very odd shaped, I think it's doing something funny here. So we don't need that one actually, so we can either hide it or delete it. So I'll just delete that. Yep. And then we've got this layer, which is the external walls and the glass facade. So we can select everything by clicking the window here. Then I want to come over to this icon here, which is called the shape builder. And then what I can do here is then see how it's picking up that this is a shape. Click here, click here, click there, and then same thing here. We'll click here. And there. I think that's it. Okay, then we can select everything and we could make it black. Okay, we could do this, or we could actually change it so it doesn't have a fill. So we can click here, none. Actually, I need to select this first. Click none. Then we could change the color of the outline. So we want it to be something like blue. And then we can come up here or here. So it's the same thing. Stroke. We can change the stroke weight. See, it's kind of working here, but it looks too thick over here. So what we can do is unclick everything, select these walls, and then maybe come down to 0.25. That looks a bit better. What I want to do as well is join these. Okay, pull these across. Select all the walls. And down here you've got the path finder. If you don't see this, you can go window and then pathfinder there. And it should pop up. So I'll click here and see that that's now one. So all of these walls are one element now. So you can put a fill if you wanted to. You can even do it like that, so the walls could have a thickness and a fill, and then the glass element could have a different texture or no texture without. So if we go back to our layers, turn on all the doors, and I'll hide the walls, select everything. And we'll go on to stroke here. Let's say we actually to 0.25. Maybe we want it to be blue as well. Okay. I think this might work. Yep. And then we've got these elements as well. We might give it blue one as well. This one, we might give it a different stroke. So we've got 0.25. So 0.25 here. And we could give it different opacities. So 85. 50. Something like that. Come down as well if you wanted to. And we could also give it some text. So we could say this is, let's say we want to create a legend. So we can give it 1, 2, And I'm just holding Alt when I move the text. 5. So this area is in 6. Okay, and then you can have legend here as well, saying what each one is. Five and 6. So this is a quick way to export with the different layers. And it gives you a little bit more freedom to pick. But however, you need to select the walls and then highlight them and go into Pathfinder. Or Shape Builder, sorry. And then. So I just wanted to jump in here and do a quick one because I've got a lot of questions in regards to making this tutorial. Usually I use the PDF version, however I can see the benefits of this over the PDF version, especially if you have a lot of things going on. Cool. So you can save this and then save it as Illustrator file, link it back onto your InDesign file and continue on with your panels. Cool.